Hello awesome people, what is going on? It is BradPhusion here and welcome back to more Space Engineers Ascension. So this series is almost about to come to a close, and I think for a finale, or at least for the past few, or the final few episodes, I should focus on something I've been wanting to do for quite some time now, and that is to combine all these stations that we've found so far into one massive ship. So I have a basic idea of how the ship will basically look in the way, or in the order I'm actually going to have these stations. So right now I'm at Arcs, and I'm at Arcs because that's the furthest away station to prime meters, at least if you consider all three. So my idea is to get the Arcs to fly towards Somnus, and then pick up the Somnus, and then go towards Primetus. Primetus will basically be the front of the ship, the Arcs will be the middle, and Somnus will be the backside. The reason why I'm having Somnus as the backside is for a few reasons, and that's because where those coffins or sarcophaguses are is... Did I say that right? I think I did. Basically, that's enough room to fit in a massive amount of thrusters and power. As with this thing here, it seems more like it would be suited to a middle of a ship, not so much the back end, and obviously Primetus would be too small to be a back end of a ship anyways. So, combining all three will allow me to basically make the biggest ship I've made so far, and just combining all this technology. So, I have an idea of where exactly I'm going to stick everything. So the back end of this is basically going to be where the gate is. So I'm going to build myself a, a merge block of sorts on the back here. I just had to scout out the ships thoroughly, so I need to make sure where exactly we need to connect everything. And then that'll connect to the front of Somnus. So let me actually just dial towards Somnus here, and I'll show you guys exactly what I'm talking about. So with Somnus, the arcs will basically be connected to the front here. This is the front side of Somnus. And the large areas they're talking about is the side panels here, these side areas that could basically fit a Titan engine if I so desired, even though I don't think I had the Titan engine mod installed, but I might do that towards the end of the episode, just go out and put the mod back in and then come back in here, because they do take up a lot of power, but they just seem like the suit being in like these, like haven't seen, it's like purposely built for the Titan engines. But that's that idea, and then obviously you'll have Primetus on the other end of the whole thing completely. That's my idea. I don't know how well or how easy that's going to go without a jetpack, because I need to cover all these things in thrusters, basically just so I can actually move the thing around. I don't think it'd be that challenging though, and as you guys can see, there's Arcs, and then Outpost Alpha, and then you have Primetus just over there. Not so far away actually. The longest challenge, or the longest travel time will have to be between Arcs and here, as Arcs is a large ship as well, so it would take a very, very long time. But let's begin, because I really want to do this. I've been waiting to do this for quite some time, and I have an idea of what to do afterwards, but I won't spoil anything for you guys. I might show you guys a wallpaper that I made for it, but that might give away a bit too much. I might have to wait towards where closer to the ending of the series. My mind just completely rambled that off. Rambled that off? My mind messed that up completely. Okay, so let's go back to the... Let's go to Primetus for a second. Primetus here. And what we'll do is we'll just kind of get the new ship, which I still have to rename over to Skara, I believe it was. Was it Skara? I can't remember whether it was Skara or not. Actually, I'll leave the name for now until I remember exactly what the name is that I need to name it. I did have another... because I know I messed up with the ship design, because it doesn't necessarily function well with the welder of such, because it obviously can't transfer through small conveyors. I did have that in mind because initially it was going to be a mining ship of sorts. I did say repairing and mining, but I built it around the idea of drilling mostly, or mining, and I didn't really consider the actual welders itself. And when I made the blueprint, I made it with a welder and grinder just because I wanted to make it the biggest possible variant I could have. But moving on from that anyways, we will have to take this with us through the gate so we can scan out the other areas. And actually, since we're here, let me actually really quickly scout out this area right now. So this will be the front of the whole ship, basically, the capital ship that we are building, which I haven't really thought of a name yet. I will have to come up with one eventually. But this part here will be connected to the front end of Somnus. No, sorry, not Somnus, the Arcs. And we'll actually basically have to remove the gate and open up this doorway of sorts that leads onto the platform. And obviously we're going to be using merge blocks quite heavily for this. So I might start off by removing the back end wall of this, but we might have to do that once we... Actually, no, I'll leave it to last, because this is the last place we'll be coming to, basically. So we won't have to do this straight away. Instead, we'll head over to the Arcs and then prepare it for movement. So basically we need to... I don't think I'll be moving the Phoenix too much. The Phoenix will stay where it is for now, but we might end up bringing that back eventually, or even flying this thing over to the Phoenix. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to... Can we dial the gate from here? I think we can. Yeah, we can. Where should I go? Where can I go safely with the ship? Because if I go to the... I mean, I can go to the Arcs, I think. Let's go to the Arcs. I don't know how well this will work out for me, because there's a chance the ship might get destroyed going through the gate, being the fact that there's such a small area on the other side. If we fly through it slowly, we shouldn't have too many issues, I don't think. Let's just go through it now, like such. Okay, that was smoother than I thought. I was actually a little afraid that things might not go to plan. But we came in on the other side rather nice and safely. So again, let's scout out this real quick and just make sure we have everything the way we need everything to be. So the back end is this side over here, and this will be connected to Somnus once we get around to actually doing that. So again, we'll need to kind of grind all these down and replace these with merge blocks, or at least have a merge block on the middle here, and then we might end up building around it so it's fully connected, not just connected via a merge block. And obviously we're going to need thrusters in all directions as well. I might do some makeshift thing where I just put thrusters on like the top somewhere where I can easily access them. I did note, does it still have the thrusters? Because I know it had thrusters on the... what do you call it? On the control panel. So it might actually have thrusters somewhere. I just don't remember where they actually were. Oh no, here they are. So it actually does have some thrusters on it already. It has them on the bottom side here. But that's not really helpful too much, because that's only 4... would that be 4 thrusters in total? Maybe there's more than that, but I've only seen those ones for now. But yeah, so what I'll basically consider doing is just putting thrusters on the top side here where I can easily just kind of run around doing everything, and then moving it around that way. That we're only missing, because we have the bottom ones, we have ones downwards, we just need all directions and upwards, which again I could just do on the top anyways, so that's fine. So what I'll do now is I'll go back down here and I'll grab what resources we have from the Phoenix, and then I'll basically transfer them through to over here. I won't so much take... Oh, should I take this ship back and forth? The ship does have some decent capacity in it, so I don't really see the issue with it so much. What do we actually have on this thing? We have a hollow container, which is decent enough in itself. The connector that has the same, a little bit larger capacity. The grinders that have decent as well, and then the other hollow container. So we can basically fill this thing up with a lot of components, if we necessarily need all those components. So let's go back through to the 2 parameters here, and we'll grab as many resources as we can to build those thrusters that we need. Awesome. Okay. Well, I don't know why I was going to look over to the panel there. We didn't necessarily need to do that. Okay. Through the gate we go. Okay. Things are still going smoothly, and I like that. I don't want to jinx that right now. So, you have your connector on the bottom. So what I'll do... yeah, I mean, that's fine, because then I can access all 3 from here anyways. So, what do you have, Trainspark? Because I know you have a fair amount of resources in you already. So, can we grab as much as we can from here? Yeah, good enough. And basically, yeah, I'm just going to be filling up the ship right now with as much as I possibly can. And that's going to the... I don't know why it automatically assigns stuff like that, but hopefully it'll sort itself out eventually. And yeah, so things... I'm really excited to do this. I said this before, but I think it'll look so damn cool, because I don't know what exactly it would look like. I haven't messed around with it in creative or anything like that, so I have no idea what its final form basically will be. Do you have anything left inside of you, or are they all within the oh no, you do have other stuff here. I don't know why I assumed you didn't, but yeah, things. I'm going to fast forward this until we're ready to basically depart and start building those thrusters. And once we start moving the arcs, and obviously I'll fast forward again till we get to Somnus. It shouldn't take us too long to get all this done. But yeah, so I'll see you guys in a little second here. Okay, we're back now at the arcs, and basically I'm just going to fly towards the top here and then put as many thrusters, not as many thrusters, I keep saying as many thrusters as we can, but I mean putting down quite a few thrusters here so we can at least get this thing moving around. So yeah, let's stop up here, and basically I'll just put down the basic parts and I'll get these shipped to weld the rest of them for me. What would be decent thrusting power? I mean, I know you're not exactly too bad. Let's just search thrusters here, because we basically want to move as fast as we can. I know I could use the supercharged ones, but they're just way too demanding on the resource costs. They do get decent speeds though. I actually like them because I use them on the Phoenix myself, obviously, as you guys know. But to use them now would be maybe putting them on Somnus, in the back of Somnus, where I said those areas could be. That could actually work, but for now we're basically just going to try and get this thing up and running. You don't require too much entirely to get you done, but we do need thruster components, which is one thing I didn't actually bring alongside with me. This here requires, oh my god, so many thruster components. You better look, not, I hate it when it drags on the wrong item. What do you look like? Oh, you're a big thruster, okay. So I might just build the basic of basics, just to get things up and running here. So I don't know the difference between that one there, and that one there, other than this one requires slightly more. But that might be because this one is a small thruster, but it does say large, oh, well obviously it's a large thruster, but it might not be as powerful as, say, the larger ones, such as this one here, for example, which is basically exactly double other than steel plates. Because I want power, obviously, I want speed as well, and these have no difference actually between the two. So I might just go with these ones for now. I mean, they do take up a bit of space here, but at least we'll be able to move around. That's basically what I'm focusing on right now, is the ability to move. Okay. So what do I need to put you down initially? Steel plates, which we have plenty of within the ship here. Steel plates, please, thank you. And yeah, so I think I'll need to go back, obviously, to get, what would I need to get now? I'd need to get the, thruster components is what I need. I just realized these don't have, models for when they're not welded. I thought that they did, but apparently I'm mistaken. Okay, so you go there, you go there. Now, I'm just getting the bare minimum, just so I can at least get this thing up and running, because I know we don't have, well, I mean, we have probably enough to get this job done, but you gotta think about it, having to make all the other pieces mobile as well, is going to be a pretty costly thing to do. Can I actually stick one, like, perfectly within inside that space there? I don't want to fall down, but if that's possible. Oh, that's, like, perfect fit. Okay, I'm not gonna put 4 on this, obviously. I'll just put, I'll put 2. We'll get that done, another time. Once we get enough, basically. Do we actually have any thruster components here? We have 86. That's not going to be enough. I doubt that's going to be enough at all. But we can try. Actually, this is all on the other side, isn't it? Yeah, I probably should have thought about that when I loaded this thing up. Okay, quick, few moments here of resource management. See you guys in a second. Okay, so it appears that we are lacking within 2 categories right now, and that is large steel tubes and thruster components. Now, I knew I would be missing a few resources. I'm not entirely too sure what exactly I would have been missing, but now we know. And that turret seems to quite like staring at me, and I don't necessarily like that for now. Let me, because I can't turn it off until I grind it down anyways, so we'll get down to this point and we'll get it set up here. I don't know why I didn't do it with these ones before. They don't have any ammo in them anyways, but I just wanted to basically get this up and running anyway. So that's done. Now we just need to go back and get those few resources we need. So how much exactly do you require per thing here? 80 thruster components and about 8, yeah, okay then. let's head back down here. Can we actually fit through a gap like that? I don't think this ship is capable of fitting through a gap like that. I'll try anyways, for the sake of saving time, but... Oh yes, we can fit through a gap like that. That is cool. Probably didn't necessarily want or need to do that, because now we're probably stuck in here. No, we're fine. Okay, where exactly is the gate? The gate is right over here. Okay, sweet. Let's dial back and we'll go and grab those last few resources that we need to grab. Actually, I could just grab Kino instead, but that would be near pointless as we do with this ship going back and forth anyways. So, Primetus again. One thing I'd love to see in the future of this Stargate mod is the ability to have basically a list of addresses that you previously dialed, so you don't have to continually type it in each time. Now, I do know that you can... Strange. Did I spell that wrong? Primetus. No, it's fine. There we go. Strange. I guess it just didn't want to open or close it for me. But, yeah, I know you can have multiple DHDs that are assigned to different addresses. Obviously, that would be fine if you had a small selection of addresses that you wanted to go to. But I like to go to multiple addresses, so I like to have as many options available to me as I can. But anyway, so launch steel tubes and thruster components. Do we have any more of you actually just laying around? We might do on the Phoenix. But just in case we don't, let me begin making a few here so we don't really have to necessarily worry about running out or anything. So, oh, we have a ton of iron. Right, I forgot all about that. So, yeah, don't necessarily need to hold back on the iron reserves here, but the thruster components is something I'm worried about a little. Cobalt, yes, the cobalt is the one thing we seem to be lacking, but if I get that started, that might just become enough. We still might have cobalt laying around. Actually, no, we do have cobalt laying around, clearly, because it transferred over. So, that's now working. We don't need to go back for anything, we're fine. So, we'll just wait here. The gate is stuck open, which is something that's got me a little worried. And maybe there's still a bug going on with the gates, and the gates don't necessarily close when you want them to. The only thing I can think of doing right now is severing the connection between the gates, and that would involve me closing down the gate itself. Don't necessarily want to do that, but right now we have no real choice. Once this is done, if it doesn't close down, then obviously I'll have to close it down myself. Where did where'd they go? Oh, over here. Strange how it does that. It automatically transfers materials to containers. I mean, it's nice for a change, but I don't like it all the time. I would much prefer being able to manage my resources. Make it an option, I guess, because I know there's the automatic, not the automatic, sorry, the use convey system transfer, which, does that actually make it automatic or not? I mean, I know obviously it would make it transfer through, but would that disable being able to transfer them through manually as well? That was my initial question. But let's just get this in here. And we should be good to get majority of them done. I think the only thing we might be lacking now is a few more thruster components. But just to be safe, well, I mean, we have enough, we can make enough anyway, so don't really need to worry about that there. And has the gate closed down yet? No, it hasn't. Okay, so I'm going to grind down the gate. That's the only way I can think of severing the gate's connection. There we go. Connection closed. Now, we should be able to dial back at least once. Now, obviously, since the gates will be messing up in the future, we obviously can't necessarily go back, but we shouldn't need to go back right now once we make it through. So, hopefully that'll be fine. Let's put the last bit in here. And I'm going to say before I go through the gate, just in case, because I know there's chances that anything can go wrong and things are going to mess up and whatnot, and I'm hoping that won't happen here. So let's see if we can actually dial back through now. So, dodge the arcs, and that works. Sweet, that was the one thing I was worried about, but at least we saved now, so we should be fine to continue. So let's go through here, shall we? I saw myself in third person there, that was rather weird. But nonetheless, now we can just fly basically right up to the top and resume welding without really having to get out or do anything crazy. So let's go back here, camera view, and there we go. Things aren't turning out too badly. Okay, just gotta finish off this last bit here, and we're good. I've almost finished the Stargate series other than Universe as well. Actually no, sorry, I still have a fair amount of Atlantis to go. I'm basically up to the last season of Stargate SG-1, sorry. Yeah, Stargate SG-1. And I'm up to Season 3 of Atlantis. And I haven't obviously started Universe yet. I think I'm actually almost up to the point where I have to watch one of the movies as well. Because I do have a list, not so much as scheduling, but a list in which I watched the episodes, which I think hasn't turned out too badly. There was one episode where something happened in Stargate, because I'm not going to obviously spoil anything for anyone, but something happened in Stargate Atlantis that referred to something that we never actually saw in Stargate Atlantis, but we saw it in Stargate SG-1, which I thought was really kind of cool. We are missing something for this. What exactly are we missing? I thought we grabbed everything that we needed. What are you missing now? Oh, you require 80. I only grabbed 200. My mistake. So what I'll do is because we have little 240 we need now. Around 240 anyways. I'm just estimating that because that's 4 thrusters we need to get done, and we need to get 3 more. So that's just a little overcompensating, I guess. Nothing really to worry about there, but we'll just head back, obviously. The gate seems to be working now. I don't know why the gate was left open for before, but nonetheless, we've dialed through now, hopefully to the right place. Yep, okay, let's head back and we'll be good. Now there is a chance that the gate won't close again, but again we have seemed to have gotten around that issue simply by just grinding it down again. So more thruster components, please, if we can. I believe we can. Yeah, we can do that quite easily. Okay, we'll get we'll get that much going. That should be fine. That's 200, which is a little over what we necessarily need, because it's 800, 160, 240. No, actually it is around 240 that we need. So we'll go with that. That should be enough, not exactly enough, but that should be enough that we can get the thing up and running now. Ah, this is almost coming together. This whole time we spent here, we're now forming all the ships together. I really can't wait. I'm genuinely excited. But hopefully at the end of this episode we'll be able to get at least one of these places moving towards the other, and then obviously the next episode will focus on combining them and moving them both as a unit, which I think should be rather fun. We probably don't even need to build any thrusters on Somnus straight away, just to get it moving anyways. But let's grab this last bit here, and just for safekeeping I'm going to keep that on me, because for whatever reason I don't trust the gate this time around. I have a doubtful feeling, to say the least. Arcs. Gates open, and through we go. No, everything went fine. Okay, everything is lovely. I really can't wait till they add the ability to add animations to mods. I know some mods have animations in a sense, but it isn't necessarily that common. So since we are actually through now, let me put the components back within the ship here so we can actually get this thing done. So out we go, and within the welding side can go the thruster components. Like so. Perfect. Okay, sweet. Because I think at least allowing mods to have their own animations I think would be really, really damn cool. Sorry, I was confused with my button layout then. But we're good. We're getting this thing done. So I'd love to see the Stargate's wormhole or the event horizon actually working. There we go. I was a bit worried for a second then I was doing something wrong. But yeah, because the event horizon obviously is something lovely. Too bad, I mean, obviously they can't add the vortex when you're actually traveling through the gate itself, because well, one, that would take up time anyways that people necessarily wouldn't want to spend when going through the gate. But I think at least having animation support for either just dialing or the event horizon itself I think would be really, really cool. Let me know what you guys think anyways, because they are adding a lot more and more modding support lately, which I think is really, really nice. It allows the game to evolve quite nicely. The one mod that I haven't seen that I really want to see is a door that's themed kind of like Atlantis. I know it's such a weird thing to request, but doors, at least so far, have either been almost identical to the normal doors that you see in the game, with a slight variation to them, or I think I've seen glass doors, but I haven't really seen a combination between glass and a normal door. So it has like a normal door frame, but it's actually glass actual moving parts. I haven't seen that yet, which I don't know why it's not exactly done. I mean, if I was a modder I would do that myself, but I have very little skills when it comes to modding. Anyway, this should mean this thing's up and running once I get this done, so we might actually be able to pilot it. The only thing I think we're missing right now is actually a gyroscope. And a seat, but the seat shouldn't be too big of a deal, and the gyroscope shouldn't be too much to worry about either. So here we go, this thing is actually now capable of moving in all directions. Awesome, so yeah, let's go back to... Let's go inside here, and we'll see if we can build a really quick, what do you call it, gyroscope, and then see if we can actually move this thing. So inside we go, and let me just get out real quick here, like such, and see if we can build a gyroscope just somewhere out of the way, somewhere, I guess over here would be fine. Gyroscope. Now we do have the encased one, and we have the normal one. They have, oh no, the encased one has more steel plate requirement, which I guess makes sense because it's obviously encased. I do like the encased ones just because they look nicer. They're more square, so you don't really have to worry about too much. We need steel plates again out of the ship here, and we just easily grab them from here. I do like the hauler containers mod. They're actually probably not one of my favorite mods, but pretty high up there. Actually, I guess you could say it's one of my favorite mods. So over here, let's gyroscope it up a bit. Get that last little bit welded, and we should be able to get the ship over here and get that done. Actually, since we are getting all this done, let me put a seat somewhere where we can actually control this whole thing. It's just because obviously preparing ahead would be a good thing to do. Interior plate, backtracking again, and let's go over here and interior plate. Where are you? We have a bit enough to get this done, I believe. And number 8. Getting excited. This is turning out rather nicely. Okay, let's get back inside here and let's get this thing up and running. Today has been a good episode. We have accomplished quite a lot, and I actually really like that. There's one series I've been meaning to start lately that I haven't actually done for a few reasons. It's nothing related to Space Engineers, but I've been wanting to do a Skyrim series for a little while now, but the issue with recording that is you can't record it in full screen without it stuttering like crazy. It's not an issue with my PC. Obviously my PC is rather decent. It's actually an issue with how the game handles the recording side of things. Again, windowed mode is perfectly fine, but the second you try to record in full screen and you're inside of a building, you get this weird stuttering effect. It still runs at 60, but the stuttering effect is really rather annoying. Now, I've tried to counteract that in several ways. I can just run it in windowed mode, obviously, but I should be able to start that hopefully after this one. Oh, not after this. I mean, I'll probably go recording Skyrim after I've recorded this episode. So you should be seeing that up in maybe a day or two. Hopefully. It's a permadeath type survival series, much like what I'm doing right now, but obviously in the world of Skyrim. So yeah, it's interesting the way I'm going about it. Permadeath survival in Skyrim with hypothermia, food, water, everything like that. It sounds fun. Then again, I haven't played Skyrim in a very long time. The reason why I'm doing it after not having played Skyrim in a very long time is because I can't remember the map, and there's a certain goal I have to achieve within this, not having a map at all. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to park the ship on the outside here, because if I get this thing up and running, this thing doesn't have landing gear, which is the one thing I didn't actually think about when doing this. So I'm going to go back to my normal view here, and let me get out like such. And then hopefully, once we get this thing up and running, I think the gyroscope is done. It should be done. Like such, it is done. Very nice. And now we can actually get this thing up and moving. Oh, this will be something. I never checked out the chasm down below. It's actually kind of cool looking. I never noticed it was there. The big iron cave sorts. Probably could have mined the iron from there without having to look around for it. But anyways, let us see how this thing moves. So, arcs. Let me rename you to the arcs section, or arcs sector, like such. Let's just disconnect here and see if it changes. There we go. Let's see if we can get this thing to move. Hopefully things won't break. Okay, let's try downwards motion. We aren't moving. I want to point out we aren't exactly moving yet. Why aren't we moving? It apparently counts as a ship, but it still isn't having motion yet. What thruster did I just turn on then? I know it's probably one of the later ones. But you'd think... Oh no, it's that one there. Yeah, we are actually incapable of moving right now. That is rather strange. We aren't stuck to the building in any way, so we shouldn't really have to worry about that. But for whatever reason, again, we are incapable of actually moving ourselves. Let's go back down here. Why would that be, I wonder? Nothing is holding this in place. Again, we've checked that it's not exactly connected, and you can see that in third person as well. If I go to over here, you can see that we're not actually touching anything. But why would we not be able to move is a question I'm rather intrigued about. We have enough fuel. Obviously 20 hours remaining is quite a bit, despite our power usage, but we, again, aren't picking up any speed. Maybe it's just that slow? I highly doubt it would be that slow. But maybe I'll have to reload the world and see if that will work. But we might say that for the next episode. We have got everything done, though. We have basically gotten everything perfectly fine to move on to stage 2, which is preparing Somnus and connecting these two, which I think would be really cool. So anyways, I'm going to leave this here. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this episode. Hopefully you guys are excited for what I'm about to do, and that is combining these things together. But anyway, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Stay awesome, everyone.